morning, I just noticed something. Dang it, I don't have my mic. I don't have my mic. I've been playing with my mic all weekend. I know that's like a little kid in the candy store. Some people know, I bought me a new mic. I'm trying to get better. Technology-wise. And I said, oh, let me put my mic on. Then I sit there and forget to put the mic on. So hopefully you can hear me okay. But welcome to Monday. Wonderful Monday. You are tuning into the Diamond Factor Experience Show with Barbara Beckley and experts and special guests. And today we always start the week off with our wonderful, I always call the lady queens, right? Well, I got some kings on this show. And one of them is always on a Monday. I appreciate this king. He's a king. He's royalty. Mr. Marty. I just appreciate and love him so much. He comes on every Monday. He just makes me smile. He gives me those good tips. I don't know about you. You might have your head in the sand if you're not getting the tips from Marty. Come on now. Okay. I'm just saying, But before we bring on the king, I want to do some, I always try to give you some positivity, something to think about, especially at the beginning of the week, because I know a lot of people think Monday is like, oh, here's Monday again. Here we go. And you know what? I'm an advocate of that. I don't like hearing that. Like, people around me, I'm like, no. You can't do that around me, because I look at Mondays as just a refresher. You can start your day, your week off right, get your things, like if you have a list or whatever you do. And I just feel like this is a nice time just to do that little woosha moment and just move into your week. So let me give you some things to think about. This is about being happy. Marty's always talking about happiness. Being happy doesn't mean everything is perfect. Okay, right? It means you see possibilities beyond the imperfections. Every life has imperfections. Most of us call these problems or challenges. I call them misperceptions in our lives to teach us a lesson. Okay? You can always choose happiness when you take an imperfection or a misperception and make a conscious choice to learn from it or look at it differently. Of course, life is not perfect, as we know. How many of us would even appreciate it if it was perfect? We probably will still find some things wrong if everything seemed like it was perfect. It is an interesting fact that people notice some things when they are going wrong and take things for granted when things are going smoothly. Okay, if you're one of those, just in the back, just put your hand up and then, take it in. Today, choose to be happy. Choose to be happy. And I like that ending, choose to be, because you can only choose to be happy, really. I mean, if somebody's trying to force you to be happy, then are you really happy? Are you really taking it in? Are you really being open mind saying, yeah, I'm happy? No, you're somebody telling you to be happy. I'll never do that to anybody. You have to choose. That's a choice in life, period. You always got to choose what you want to do, how you want to do things, how you want to feel. So, but you know what? You have that choice. Choose to be happy, because it's so much easier than to sit there and start thinking about everything else, because that's always going to be. So choose to be happy. And you know what? The king's going to come on. He's just basically going to make it automatically. You're just going to fall into being happy. So it's just no other way. I'm just letting you know. Just letting you know, like I always say. But with that, we are going to start the show and bring on Mr. Master Happiness of himself. Here we go.
Monday morning. So I was just listening to Barbara, just like the rest of us were, and those words, those pearls of wisdom she just shared with us. I want us all to just take a moment and just listen to what Barbara said. She said, see the possibilities beyond the imperfections. Okay. She said, look at the world in a different way. And so normally, every Monday morning, I come in here screaming at the camera. All right, yelling good morning, good Monday morning. But today I just want to relax a little bit. I want to enjoy my coffee. I hope you're doing the same thing. And I want you to think about this. Let me put this down. I want you to think about this. The other saying is, you can't see the trees for the forest. Or I'm sorry, the other way around. You can't see the forest for the trees. In other words, sometimes the obvious things get in our way. And we are in such a hurry. We're in such a rush all the time that every once in a while, we need to just slow down. Just slow it down just a little bit. Now, today I woke up and it was drizzling outside, okay? And it was just a really pretty drizzle. It made the right types of sounds. It just sounded beautiful. You kind of open the windows and you can take a deep breath, and it just smells good. It smells clean out there. You know, Mother Nature is just cleaning out the world right now, just like brushing all the dirt off of the trees and stuff. And I'm wishing I was closer to a forest so I could just kind of walk through the forest a little bit and enjoy the trees, enjoy the water dripping through the trees. And I really want you to concentrate on that idea. You can't see the forest for the trees. In other words, we're concentrating so much on one little thing. We are rushing forward all the time, moving forward, constantly saying, I've got to keep going forward. I've got to keep doing this. I've got to keep doing this. And we forget to just take a moment and enjoy life. Because life is all about the journey. It's not about the destination. The destination is a direction for us, but you've got to enjoy every single day. So that's why I truly love those words that Barbara said today. The idea of seeing the possibilities beyond the imperfections. Okay, I could look at this forest behind me here and find all kinds of imperfections in the trees, or I can find the possibilities of beauty, absolute beauty. And the reason I want you to do this, the reason I'm starting today's show a little calmer, a little cooler, is because it's twofold. Number one, for you salespeople out there, I want you to think about this and say, okay, we're always after the sale, push, 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 push. When in reality, if we slowed it down just a little bit, we could pay attention to those customers, listen a little bit better, pay attention to what they have to say, find out what their real needs are, and see if we can provide those solutions. Now, you as a buyer, I want you to also slow it down a little bit. What we do is we get caught up in the hype so quickly. We get sucked into it so quickly that suddenly we make decisions based on emotion, not on intellect. So I want you every once in a while, just slow it down. When a salesperson's pushing you, say, got to do this now. You got to do this now. Go, 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 go. Say yes. Slow it down. Take a step back. And remember, any legitimate offer can wait a little bit longer. Remember that. Any legitimate offer can wait a little bit longer. You have the right to slow it down and say, I need to think about this. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to think about that and just slow down today. Just let's take it a little slower today. Now, given that, let's start Monday off right. I want you to go out there and say, yes, yes, yes. Because you know why? Today is Monday morning. Yes, it's Monday morning. Happy Monday morning. Good morning, Barbara. Good morning, anyone who's listening. Good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, the best day of the week. This is the exciting day. This is the day we start all over again. We take a look at our successes from last week and we say, yes, pat ourselves on the back, scream and shout so everyone can hear us. But we also look at those places last week that we said, we got so close to getting what I wanted. This is the week it's going to happen. And whatever doesn't happen this week can happen next week. We're going to keep moving down that path. I want you to start running through that forest, noticing the trees, enjoying it, feeling the rain hitting you. I want you to really, really enjoy the day. Today is Monday. You get to start all over again. How often have we wanted to walk into our desk in our office on a Monday morning, look at it, and just push everything off the desk and just say, I'm starting all over again? That's the whole definition of Mondays. So good Monday morning, everybody. All right, my name is Marty Jalove, and I appear here every single Monday morning because I love Mondays. I'm right here on the Diamond Factor Experience with Barbara Beckley, probably the greatest TV producer you're ever going to want to know, because this is an exciting, exciting program that happens every single morning across this. You can find us on all types of networks, but on Mondays, we're going to start out big and bold. My show is called You're Selling Too Hard. It's all about everything selling. It's not just if you're a professional salesperson. If you are a human, you are always selling. You are always trying to get someone to do something that you would like. You are trying to convince yourself of a certain way. People are always trying to convince you of something, and it's up to you to take your time, listen to what they're saying, and move in the direction you want to move into. So remember, whether you are pitching a product, pitching a service, whether you are just convincing yourself to sit down and have a third cup of coffee, trying to convince yourself that maybe I'm going to take it a little easy today. I'm not going to go so loud and bold. No matter what you're doing, you are always selling. And if you are not having fun, you're selling too hard. All right. So again, Monday morning, 8 a.m., meet me here all the time for You Are Selling Too Hard. Let's get right into it. So today I was talking about the idea of too many trees. And when you think about a forest, there is no way there's too many trees. It is just absolutely gorgeous. Okay. But just like a crowded boardroom, when we're inundated with ideas, when we open up our phone and we are overcrowded with flashing ads coming at us all the time. We walk down the street and we see signs all over the place. It's like it's too much. It's too much, and we can't make logical, reasonable decisions. So that's why I want you to, every once in a while, close your eyes, take a deep breath, imagine you're in that forest. There's no ads around you. There's no phone. There's no sounds other than the birds and the wild animals chirping off in the distance. Relax and make a logical decision. Now remember, every salesperson, every marketer, every advertiser, every promoter is always going to be based on these three things. And I go over this all the time because it's so important. And I want you to really get this idea. It's all about a need and a solution, and the desire is the most important thing. Okay? The need, we all have needs. Oh my gosh, there's all types of needs that we have. We have needs for water. I have need for more coffee. I have a need to go for a walk today. All right. The ground needs the rain to come down. There's all types of needs. And people have solutions. And the solutions are important because without those solutions, those needs are never fulfilled. But the missing element there is the desire. Quite often what we do is we sit here and we go, you know what? I need to go to the gym, maybe. I need to get up out of the house and go do some exercise. I really need that, I think. The solution is, yeah, there's places all around me that offer me that opportunity. But the desire, it's just not there. I'm not going to go into a sweaty gym, okay? So if I need that exercise, the solution is also there out in Mother Nature, walking between those trees. That's the desire I have, getting out there and just walking. So I promise you today, I'm going to take a nice long walk today, whether it's raining or not, and just enjoy the outside because I know my need, I know my solution, and nobody is going to sway my desire. No gym is going to advertise something to pull me in a direction that I don't really want to go to. Because what I'm going to do today, and I urge you to do the same thing, is just relax. Think about what you want and go after what you want. Fulfill your desire. Don't let someone else create your desire. So keep this in mind all the time. And if at the end of the show you forget everything else, okay, if at the end of a year of me doing these shows, and if you forget everything, I want you to remember this one thing, these three words: need, desire, and solution. Understand that you have needs. Me as a marketer, a promoter, an advertiser, a salesman, I know you have those needs and I have solutions. But the idea here is I want to create the desire so that you will buy my solution. Now let's look at a house. And it's a house among the trees. And I always look at this of going, a house is probably the biggest purchase that we're all going to make. Probably the biggest purchase. I mean, some of us might buy, business or something like that. But for the average person, a house is something that we view in the future that we want to purchase. And maybe we'll do it, maybe we won't. But it's probably on average the biggest purchase decision you're going to make. And when we buy a house, we think about it. We want that perfect house. And that perfect house has to fulfill as many of our needs as possible. And obviously, we want it to fill as many desires as possible because we're going to be living there. We're going to be there 24 hours a day, or we have the opportunity to be there 24 hours a day. So we want to fulfill our needs and our desires. Now, a real estate agent, which I'm not trying to alienate any real estate agents, but what their job is to create desire. Create more desire for those specific houses so they can close that deal even quicker. Okay. They provide us with all types of solutions, but what we want to do is we need to be able to step away and say, I need to think about this. Is this the right house for me? Is it the house that fulfills all of my needs? And is it the house that I truly, truly desire? Now, I remember my first house, the first house I bought. It was a beautiful ranch house, gorgeous house. And in the backyard, it was a small deck and these two enormous oak trees. I mean, incredibly big. I couldn't put my arms around the trunk and they umbrellaed the entire yard. Okay, they hung over the house and they umbrellaed the entire backyard. So much so that almost no sunlight could get through. So the backyard could grow no grass. Well, I looked at it and I thought, wow, this is great. No grass in the backyard. That means I don't have to mow the backyard. Okay, so that desire increased. I loved the look of the backyard because it was so beautiful. It was shaded and it just looked like a forest preserve. I loved the look of it. We bought the house and my wife immediately said, yes, this is perfect, but it'll be even perfecter if we just cut those trees down. How could that make it even more perfect to cut the trees down? Why would we choose a house that has these enormous trees just to cut them down? Because there was something about the house that she loved, this vision that the real estate agent put into her head, the desire that the real estate agent put into my head, making this the perfect house of not what it was, but what it could be. And so for her view is, I want to cut those trees down. I said, no way. This house is perfect just the way it is. But of course I looked at it and said, but it could be perfecter. And I extended the deck. I made the deck even bigger. Okay. Because it wasn't good enough. All right. So this is what we end up doing is we fall in love with what could be because a salesperson is putting that desire, that dream, those thoughts into our mind. Okay. And we create something bigger and better. Now, on the flip side, it's interesting. My brother-in-law owned some property, a bigger plot of land, probably like 5 acres, I want to guess. And it was loaded with trees. And it was gorgeous. It was one of those things where you'd go there, have some coffee in the morning, and walk through the trees, and you could just hear the birds chirping. You could see the squirrels running around. It was just really relaxing. And like his sister, he said the same thing. Yeah, there's just too many trees here. And so every time I'd go visit him, he says, come on, Marty, we're cutting down a tree. And we just spent all this time cutting trees down. And it bugged me because I said to myself, wow, there are so many people out there that buy the perfect home just to cut down the trees. There's too many trees. I'm going to cut them down. And then there's other people who buy the perfect home and they go, now I'm going to plant a bunch of trees because I want those trees. I want those shrubs, etc. And you sit there and you have to wonder, if it was perfect, if it exactly filled your needs, if it was the one that fulfilled all your desires, why is it that we want to change it immediately? Okay, why is it when we buy a house we say, okay, I'm falling in love with what this house could be. The first thing I'm going to do is paint the whole house. Maybe I'm going to rip out the kitchen, put in a brand new kitchen. Maybe I'm going to just change the bathroom or the master bedroom. there's a different way of looking at a house purchase than any other type of purchase. And so I want us to always take a step back on everything and say, do I love what this is? Does this item, this product, this service, this idea, this dream, this thought, does that fulfill my needs? Does it fulfill my desires? Or does it fulfill something that I'm picturing it might be able to be? I'm not saying one way is right and one way is wrong. What I'm saying is I want you to really think this through. And many of us say, yes, I understand. I bought a house. I know what I needed. Of course, I bought the right one. But there's so many other powers that are going on inside of us, and we want to move forward. And I'm going to repeat a little what we talked about last week. And this is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay, Maslow was a psychiatrist, an American psychiatrist who analyzed enough people to determine this level of needs. Now, his thought when he created this, the hierarchy of needs, he didn't think about it for advertisers. He was doing it for the betterment of mankind. But he broke it down so perfectly. And it starts out with the physiological needs, those things that we need. We need water, we need shelter, we need food. All right, those are the types of things, when you think about it, a home fulfills that. It gives us that shelter. So when we go to buy a home, of course, those physiological needs, we look at it and immediately it fulfills those. Now, when you follow Maslow's hierarchy of needs, what happens is you have to fill the bottom need first, or mostly fill it. Fill it to a comfortable amount before you start moving on and upward. Okay. The example I always give is when you sit here and you go, man, I would love to have a BMW. Okay. But someone's holding my head underwater. I'm not going to talk to them about a BMW. Right now, all I'm interested in is oxygen. Okay, so the physiological needs are always take precedence. All right. So once those physiological needs are taken care of, okay, we look at the house and we go, wow, this house gives me shelter. It's got running water. It's everything I need. But my physiological needs are taken care of. Psychologically, in our mind, we move up to that safety need. Okay. And safety is the same thing. Safety is a comfort level where we sit here and we go, everything is moving along just the way I want it to be. Everything is in order. I feel secure here. I know my future is looked out for. And when we look at a house and we sit here going, okay, I've mapped this out. I understand I can make these mortgage payments. Okay. And everything is going to be fine. And I'm going to work through it and I will be taken care of in the future. I don't have to worry about the future. So just like the physiological needs are the immediate needs, the safety needs are taking a look a little bit towards the future and saying, okay, the house takes care of that. Now, when you look at the birds and the squirrels who live out in the forest, that's it. That's all they're looking for is, hey, is this a place where I can live today? I can get shelter? That's about it. They don't go any further than this. But we're humans. We buy these homes. We buy these things to fulfill more needs. So the next one is love and belonging. Do I love being here? Do I feel loved? Do I feel like I belong? And when you buy a home, you are part of a community. Okay, suddenly you can raise a family here and you just feel like there is something about the community feel where you mowing the lawn and you're waving to people. There's something wonderful about it. If you own a townhome or a condo, it's the same thing. You see the people around you, part of your association. Even when you're in an apartment, you see the people as you walk through the hallways. There's something about a feeling of belonging, like I'm part of this community. And that's what a home ownership fulfills. Now, after that is esteem. It's esteem for myself and esteem for others, looking at other people. This is a great feeling when you're a homeowner because suddenly you're like, yeah, this is my house. Look at my house. Okay. You look at some of the other people and go, wow, what a beautiful home. I love what you've done with your windows. I love the landscaping you do here because suddenly all your other needs are fulfilled and you get there. And lastly is the self-actualization. What that means is you're able to look into yourself and say, what can I do? What can I offer? How can I be the best that I could possibly be? And with a home, that's when you start doing these home improvement projects. That's when you start mowing the lawn. Like I said, you start putting plants and you go, hey, I'm pretty good at this. I can actually do this. And you start feeling good about yourself because you feel your entire life is in order and you're moving in that direction. So suddenly you step away from those simple needs and you realize that there's more to life. There's more to life than just sitting there mowing your lawn. There's more to life. In other words, get out there and enjoy life. There's not too many trees. There's not too many homes. There's just the right amount. There's enough for you to go and enjoy and look and listen and just smell. Okay. Now, these needs here, as I'm explaining them, you're probably going, yeah, I understand that. And I can see you go through the same needs when you're buying a cup of coffee. Okay. You go through the same needs when you're buying a car. You go through the same list of needs when you are buying paper towels. But see where they fit in, because you know what? The advertisers, the promoters, the salespeople, they know these and they're talking to you. They're looking at you and they're trying to fulfill your needs so you will buy their product. They're fulfilling your needs and creating desires. So you say, wow, Marty, how do I win? How do I beat this? I understand I'm going to take it slower. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. That's great. But what's the next level? Now, one of my favorite philosophers has always been Aristotle. Aristotle, over 2,000 years ago, came up with the theory of persuasion. And what's wonderful about it is over 2,000 years ago, he created this, and we still use it today in advertising. We still use it in sales. And it's all about ethos, pathos, and logos. Those three terms. And I want you to really remember those. So ethos is the idea of establishing credibility. Now think about this. When you buy a home, the realtor you're talking to, sometimes you reach out to the realtor comes to you, you see the signs all the time. I've sold 600 homes here, okay? You see the picture of the person, their phone number, maybe they have a little motto or something like that, and they're pleasant, they're dressed well, they're carrying a clipboard, they look credible. There's something about it that because we want to buy a home, there's instant credibility with that person. That credibility is only theirs to lose. Okay, but instantly we call them up and we say, hi, I'd like to look at some homes. You are giving them credibility. You're showing that I trust them. So salespeople have to establish some type of credibility. It gets into the whole trust idea. If I don't trust them, then I'm going to be a little leery about buying from them. The next is pathos, an emotional connection. Okay. If you go home shopping, and I encourage everyone just to go home shopping, go to open houses and stuff like that, just to get a feel for how salespeople, marketers, advertisers work, and take a look around. In other words, slow it down. Take a look around. Sometimes in a home, what they're doing is they're baking cookies or something. So when you walk in there, you can smell the cookies and you're like, wow, this is what I want, because what they're doing is they're making an emotional connection. Okay. They talk to you about the kids that you have. They talk to you about your family, what it is, where you grew up, what you're looking for. They talk about the neighborhood. They point out the backyard because they want to create a story in your head that you're going to say, yes, I want to be here. I feel it in my heart. I want to be in this house. Okay. That's the whole idea, is creating that emotional connection, an emotional bond between you and the house. And they do that so perfectly well. And then lastly is logos, logical. Okay, what they do is they come to it and they lay the whole thing out and they go, let's take a look at your credit score. Let's take a look at how much money you earn. What can you actually afford? We walk through the whole thing, and then suddenly they click through and they press the buttons, they play with the numbers, and they go, wow, you can actually do this. You trust me, I'm credible. You absolutely love this house, and logically, it's the right decision. And that's how they work their way through this. So I want you to think about this. Every time you buy something, whether, I don't care, like I said, if it's a roll of paper towels, if it is a candy bar, whatever it is, they work through the hierarchy of needs, and we look at it in this way. The reason we buy Apple computers, or the reason at least I do, I buy Macs, is because of that credibility. I have grown up with them. They were the right type of computer for creative people. And so that credibility continues with it. Okay, there's an emotional connection because they're sexy computers. The iPhone is a sexy, cool looking phone. I like having that. And logically, yes, it fulfills everything I need. Everything, whether it's the phone or the computer, it does all the things I need it to do. So logically, it's the right decision. So when you think about it, all the decisions you make fall into something here. If the person offering or the company offering is not credible, you're going to tend to step away. If there's no emotional connection, you won't really fall in love with it. You won't have the desire. And if logically it makes the wrong appeal, then you're going to be skeptical and walk away. So what I want to do is, like I do every week, I want to give you this form, okay? And this form is a grid. Like the trees, there's not too many squares here. There's just the right amount of squares. I don't want you to walk away. I want you to enjoy this. If you're going to buy a home, buy a car, buy a big thing like this, take a look at this. And over here on this side are the hierarchy of needs, the physiological needs, the security needs, the belonging, esteem, and self-actualization. Across here is credibility, emotion, and logic. And I want you to brainstorm, use it as a way to brainstorm and say, why am I falling in love with this product? Why am I falling in love with this idea? Okay. And jot these things in here and make sure that they are legitimate before you close the deal. Make sure that you truly believe in this before you say yes. Okay. Do not allow someone to sway you. And salespeople, I want you to do the same thing when you're doing your pitch. Be a legitimate pitch and use this form to legitimize your offer. All right, and how do you get it? I want you to go to the site, masterhappiness.com, The Secret. You will find this picture here, the Barbara Beckley Show. Remember what we're here every Monday morning on the Barbara Beckley Show, the Diamond Factor Experience. Right here, you can link to see the other shows. And here's a little diamond. I had to look for it here, the diamond. And that's the secret that only you and I know about. Every week, you click on that diamond, you can download this form. Okay, so I want you to download this, and remember, this form is only good for 1 week. Next week, I'm pulling this one off and putting a different form on there. All right, so again, everybody, I want you to think about this. I want you today, promise yourself, because you owe it to yourself. I want you today to go outside, take a deep breath, slow it down, put your phone down for a little bit, step away from the signage and the ads, take a deep breath, stop allowing the world to control you. Instead, just enjoy life. There's not too many trees out there. If anything, there's too many ads, too many flashing lights. Go back out into nature, take a deep breath, and enjoy. Okay? So whether you are pitching a product or a service, whether I am trying to convince you to get back out in nature, or you are trying to convince yourself not to go to the gym, no matter what it is, my friend, you are always selling. And if you're not having fun, you're selling too hard. Thank you so much. It has been a wonderful time being with you. I cannot wait till next week, Monday, so we can continue this. We're going to learn even more. So go out there, enjoy the day. Barbara, promise me you're going to get out there in the rain. Let that rain splash on you. Enjoy what you're doing. Okay? So again, this is Marty Jalove with You're Selling Too Hard every Monday morning right here in the Diamond Factor Experience on the Barbara Beckley Show. Talk to you.
Hello, hello, testing, testing, testing. Yes, I have my mic. I feel good now. I feel more like professional. So thank you, Mr. King. You are the king, Marty. You are the king. Royalty of Master Happiness. Thank you so much for always bringing Monday and making sure that we understand that it's so important to start off our week with that energy, with that, just coming in just with a bang. As soon as you start the week off by saying, believe me, your whole week can start going like that because you started off by just be like, yeah, it's Monday. It's Monday. Here we are again. No, 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 no. It's a mindset. It's a mindset. And I'm going to add the mindset because I'm doing this. I've been doing this a lot lately when I talk to people. It's not only just a mindset, it's a heart set. You got to have a heart set there because sometimes you can have a mindset and have all that wisdom and knowledge, and then your heart's not in it. So let's kind of put those two together. Let's just start thinking about put the mindset together with the heart set, and then it just brings out, and that's when you're just like, that breath of fresh air, that breath of fresh air. So with that, we're going to keep it moving here because I'm talking about the king. Okay, the king was on. Now we have, telling you, royalty is in the building. We have a wonderful, wonderful, and she's been on this show before. This woman, talking about a queen. I always call my queen diamonds. She is ultimately a queen. So much of a queen. I told her, you can have your own space today. It's just going to be you. We're just going to highlight you. First of all, she's one of the fabulous speakers that's going to be part of the Power Up Summit with Kern Cherry. And that's a whole nother queen of a whole nother level. But right now we're talking about Ms. Vera Thomas. And, we were talking last week. She was really, and I'm vulnerable. I don't mind telling certain things as long as it's not give me too much trouble. But she was supposed to be on last Friday with two other queens. And, communication happens, disconnect. I'm going to put it all on me. I make mistakes. And for some odd reason, we didn't connect. And then she wouldn't come on. So as soon as she's like, Barbara, I didn't get the link. What's going on, Barbara? And I was like, oh, no, we got to fix this. I got to fix this. So I said, Vera, you think you can come on Monday morning? And I will just do you. And she's like, yeah, I can do that. And I was like, because, she got a busy schedule now. I mean, celebrities, queens, I have to look on their schedules. They got to look on there. You say like, well, let me see if I can fit Barbara in. I don't know just yet. Let me see if I can fit her in my little schedule. And she fit me in. And I'm so proud and honored and pleased that she did, that we were able to do that. Now, this woman, okay. Whew. I was just right the other day. I was just seeing all the stuff that she's doing, and this is what I'm talking about. This is like another level excellence that she's doing. She's a life coach. She's an author. She's a speaker, as you're going to find out. She's a trainer. She's a meditator. She's a podcaster. She produces and she does her own TV show called The Vera Thomas Show. And on top of all that, she's part of a summit that's coming up in July. And I know she has so many other things going on. I was like, okay, I can't count anymore. And all that time. And I was like, wow. I was just thinking with all that going on, she's going to need some self-care. That's a lot. So, I mean, hopefully I'm going to have to maybe work some things out and give her a little spa gift certificate or something, because that lady is moving and grooving. But we're going to bring her on. And, I always got to do royalty right, is bringing her on with the video to make sure we bring her on in the right manner. So here she comes.
Wow. Wow.
Hey, lady.
How are you?
I am doing wonderful. We got you on. We got you up early. I mean, we got you on this, you got yourself on the schedule with me because I know how busy you are being a celebrity and all,
Oh, girl. I don't see myself that way at all.
And see, that's what makes it, That's what makes it even more better and more heartwarming is when you're a celebrity, you don't even realize you're a celebrity.
No, I don't see that. And you were talking about mindset, and I mentioned to you that I was up most of the night, and it was because I was on Clubhouse in a room that was talking about mindset. And it was awesome. It was so awesome. I didn't want to leave, but by that time it's after 4 a.m. And I'm like, I gotta go to bed because I gotta get up in the morning. And then I couldn't go to sleep. And so I laid down for about an hour and just got back up, took a shower, and said, oh well, let me start my day.
Well, see, you're getting yourself. Believe me, Vera, I get myself in trouble with Clubhouse. I really do.
It's addicting. It is addicting. It's unbelievable because there's so many great minds. I have this poem that I wrote a long time ago. Most of my poems that I share, I did. But anyway, this particular one is like small minds. The kind sit around and gossip all the time. Who's doing what? Did it win? Not the kind I would call my friend. Average minds discussing things, houses, cars, material gain. Great minds move the earth, discussing things of value, of worth, ideologies of past and present, realizing dreams with the mind's consent. Great minds, it takes one to know. These minds help all minds grow. And that's what Clubhouse is all about.
Oh, I love that. That's you. Oh, you had to send me that quote, lady.
Okay.
You have to send me that poem. I want to read that. I'm going to be like, this is Vera Thomas, and she's giving us some goodies about between small and big-minded people. And you're right. In Clubhouse, there's so many individuals.
Great minds.
You get in a room, and it's like,
I know.
Oh my God.
I know. At first, I was on with Pam Perry, and it was a popping room, and then I get into this mindset room, and I'm like, oh my God. It was amazing. Clubhouse is addicting. It is addicting.
Yeah, I always tell people. I told myself because when I got in later, because I had an Android phone, then I had to wind up it's funny because I got the right phone, and then all of a sudden they let the Android phone.
Right.
Exactly. I could have waited. Exactly. But when I got in there, I kept telling myself because everybody's telling me, Barbara, it's addictive. And I said, well, I can't afford that to a certain extent because I got to still keep moving and doing, And they said, believe me, the first time you're going to go in there, oh my God. I've been really looking at it as like I've said with everything, Vera, you got to do strategically.
Yeah.
So, the only rooms I kind of go in now, because before I was just like checking everything out. And now I'm kind of really being intentional of what rooms I go into and really, get that knowledge. And like you said, the people that's talking about things that, that's really especially needing the things that I need to grow. And then hopefully I can give some, some back to society.
Yes.
But it is addictive.
Yes.
But yeah, ladies, so I'm so glad that you're on. I'm glad I said, no, we got to fix this. And I'm glad that this Monday, I knew I had this opening. And I said, oh, if she could say yes, we could be on Monday morning and we can have her just glowing and glowing and glowing.
Oh,
so
you.
I know you were on before, but I want to make sure because we have a different audience and more people watching. So I always ask, because I always like the backstory of, these wonderful celebrities as yourself. So before you even got to this point of everything that you do, the long list of things that you do that was so wonderful that you're a great impactor. Can you just tell a little story about your back, how you got to that point?
Well, I grew up with no confidence, no self-esteem. I was bullied and ridiculed, made fun of, told things like, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're fat, you're ugly, you're nothing, you'll never be anything. And I read a book that changed my life. It was called The Magic of Believing, and it talked about acting the way that you want to be, speaking things into existence. So I would fall asleep at night saying, I'm confident, I'm confident, I'm confident. And just saying that. And it talked about stepping outside the box. Now, this is a part of my speech for Power Up that I'm talking about right now. So
Don't tell it all now. Don't do
Okay,
it.
all right. I won't tell it all. But anyway, my speech starts with a poem called "Hold Fast to Your Dreams," and the reason that I wrote it is because we have winding roads, wrong turns, and detours that can keep us from our dreams. And so often people get discouraged and they get to the point where, oh, why am I trying? This is not happening. And I was at a point where I was feeling that way. It seemed like no matter how hard I tried, how much effort I put in, that things just weren't happening. And today is, before I even get into that poem, today is the day that my 38-year-old niece passed from cancer on this day. And she lived her life to the fullest. It was like, oh my God, this girl was awesome, absolutely awesome. And God allowed her to be on this earth, even though it was a short time. She packed her life with life, and she's a mother of 2 children. And I thank God that He's allowed me the time, because I've lost both my sisters and my mother and my niece, and all at an early age, So I just thank God that He's allowed me to see 67 years and be able to still pursue my dreams. So what I want to say to this audience is, no matter what, I want you to really hold fast to your dreams. Even if at times it seems it may never come true, living your dream will depend on you. The roads that we take, the paths that we choose are necessary to live our dreams through. There may be detours, winding roads, and wrong turns, all in which are lessons to be learned. As your journey unfolds, you'll realize your goals. What a beautiful story soon to be told. So, audience, hold fast to your dreams. And in order for your dreams to become a reality, you got to take action. Things will happen. Persist and you will gain. Pursue your goals day by day. Your life will not be the same. Dream dreams without hesitation. Visualize them, see them every day. Feel the excitement, exaltation while you're on your way.
Get out of you. Vera, oh my God, Queen. And you're not telling me you're a celebrity. Really? Really? Now, do you have a book with your poems in it?
Well, actually, I don't have a book of poetry. I do have one poem in, and it's a book by itself. It's called See Your Window, See Your Life. And it has a workbook with it. And it looks at our mindset. It's about mindset. That's exactly what it's about. And I can share it if you want to hear it, or I can keep it moving.
I'm just loving everything that you're saying right now. I'm loving your poetry. It just flows out of you. It's just like that running water, that nice water, it's crystal clear, and it's like coming out of you, and just the woo.
Well, because I wrote most of my poetry, I wrote to encourage myself. Sometimes we have to encourage ourselves. And so that hold fast to your dreams, that was for me to not give up, for me not to have doubt, because God said, I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. He knew what we were to do before we were even born. But I grew up thinking, what is my purpose? Why was I born? And, I had to go through all the things that I've gone through. I couldn't do what I do if I didn't go through some things. You can't teach what you don't know, and you can't give what you don't have.
So true, Miss Vera, so true. Now, when you were telling about your backstory about when you were younger, and you were saying that, basically, you were bullied, people would talk about you, you were this and that. And I'm like, oh my God, she just took a page out of my backstory. because that's what happened to me too when I was between the ages of 8 and like 11. I was getting bullied at school. I mean, basically, people were just saying that I wasn't going to be nothing. Like you said, the fat, the ugly,
Yeah.
all that was coming out of people's mouths, and I was like, okay, at this early age, what is this?
I know, I know, and that's why it's so important. You know, the work that I do with kids and their parents is just so important because I had a little 10-year-old boy tell me, I can't stand to look myself in the mirror. 10 years old. It touched me. And he said this, I had a program where I did training with these kids, third, fourth, and fifth graders. And the school had me come in during the school time to work with these kids, one session. And then the next time I went, fathers came to the school during the school time, did vision boards with their children, and then went into my program, Instilling Greatness in Myself and My Children. And the day that this young boy said this, it was when the mothers of these kids came to the school. And it was more like just a rap session where they were talking. And this little boy didn't have a mother. And so the mothers that were there just rallied around him, showed him so much love. And even the kids, after he said that, all these kids just gathered around him and just showed him so much love. You know, the kids are out here hurting.
Yes.
You know, but that's because parents are hurting. And so being able to uplift, encourage, motivate, inspire, and educate, that is my purpose. That is why I was born.
Yes. I know. It always brings me back when I see the children, young children, they go through what they go, like you said, that young boy, and how he said he couldn't even stand looking in the mirror.
I know.
Oh, Vera, yeah. That just gets to me and it brings me back to, like I said, when like you said, when you were younger and the same kind of situation was happening. I'm just so glad that angel. I always tell people there's always an angel around us.
I believe in angels.
I do too. And
Yes.
I believe that I had an angel, back when I was going through, it was one of the teachers that really was seeing what's going on with me. And she would come and really encourage me. So she was really trying to, all that stuff that everybody else was saying, she was basically telling me, no, you're a special person. You're going to be somebody even more because of what you're dealing with right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But that's what we need. We need people like you, Vera, like what you're doing with the children and what just happened with the, young boy, that, hey, we got to come together and help these children out, because
we do.
Getting older and stuff, that really it can still affect you when you get older.
It can. If you don't have the wherewithal to understand, well, first of all, God, having him in your life can really make a difference. And, going into yourself, finding out, who am I? What is my purpose? What am I supposed to do with my life? What is it that I love doing? What is my passion? And so it's just, the work is just so important. It is just so important.
Ooh, and you're doing a good work. So yeah, that's why I would tell you, celebrity, you're doing the thing. See, this is what we need more people. We need to multiply you. Miss Vera's out there to make sure, that the children are being, uplifted and just, motivated, and saying that you're building that confidence. Because it's the stuff that we didn't have when we were growing up,
right.
We weren't feeling that way.
And a lot of parents, we have a lot of young parents that just, they don't know. And many of them have gone through trauma or gone through a lot of things, and they're bringing that into parenting. And when you haven't looked at yourself to have that self-love, it's kind of difficult to convey it to a child. And, I had started the working with kids, doing these after school programs and stuff, and trying to uplift them. But then I knew that there were many of them that were leaving me and going into homes where they were being ridiculed or bullied or called names and all that kind of stuff. And that's why it's like, no, I can't reach these kids until I reach their parents.
Yes, it all starts with that. You have to start with the root of it within the household with the parents, because like you said, they might be fighting their demons, like
Yes.
of what they dealt with, and then it gets into the children, and then it keeps, you know how that goes, that snowball effect. So
Yes.
you're hitting in the right areas, lady. You're doing it. You're doing it.
Yes.
Oh, well, I know with time, lady, I want to make sure is the little bit about the Power Up conference. I know you are part of that as one of the wonderful speakers. So what made you decide? Because I know you, as everybody's seen the video, you've been like all over the place. So what made you sign up and want to do another speaking for Power Up?
Well, one, association breeds assimilation, right? So
Good, that's good.
I used to tell my son that all the time. Miles, association breeds assimilation. You become what you are around. So I want to surround myself around people that are doing what my dreams and desires and passions are. And so that's one reason why, and also for exposure, because I've been on this journey, Barb, for like 40 years. You know, 40 years. And so I just feel that this is my time. I had put my life on hold for 7 years because both of my sisters were diagnosed with cancer at the same time. Wow. And I was going back and forth between Ohio and Kentucky to care for them. And then the Lord moved me to Kentucky to be closer to my baby sister. They both lost their battle. And my baby sister lost hers in 2018. And my other sister, who was also younger than me, lost her battle in 2015. Wow. So when my baby sister passed, I was like, okay, Lord. And he moved me to the Atlanta area. And so, now I'm just...
You're doing you.
Trying to do me.
And that's okay. And that is okay. You have been a warrior. You have been a soldier for your sisters, and then now, and they're shining down on you saying, sis, we want you to do you, because you're such a great impact, and we need you, and people need you. So I'm so glad that you're able to do that now, and to shine, and to be on these stages, and to, just do and tell people what you went through, and be such an impactor, because people need that. We need people like you to talk to the world. So thank you so much. Yeah. Well,
thank you. Thank you.
Is there any last things that you want to leave the audience? Some more of your wisdom or another poem? I mean, I'm loving both of them.
Okay. Well, this is a poem that I share with parents and teachers. Children are people too. Show them the good inside of you. Give them praise for tasks they do. See their light as it shines through the light which comes from inside of you. Children need all we desire so much: the love, the hug, the kiss, the tender touch. The attitudes we express to them are the messages they learn to send. From examples like you and me, our children grow to be what they see. Do you show hatred, indifference, or love? Do you yell and scream no matter what in spite of? Have you shared kind words with your child today? Have you truly listened to what they had to say? Or did you just ignore and continue on your way, hoping they get the message and go somewhere and play? Children are an extension of all that we are, and the most valued God-given gift by far. And the most God-given. There are so many things they must grow to understand. We must guide and lead them with loving, outstretched hands. Teach and treat children as people too. See their light shine bright through the light which comes from inside of you. I had a senior moment there for a minute.
No, that was just a nice pause for a lovely poem. That's all I have to say.
Well, thank you. Well, listen, thank you so much for having me.
No problem.
Audience, hold fast to your dreams.
Yes.
Don't give up. Don't give up.
Now, let everybody know before we leave now, let everybody know how they can contact you.
I have a Facebook page, The Vera Thomas Show, and I also have my own personal page. I'm on Instagram, and that's vera.thomas.779. And I have a YouTube channel, Twitter, which I don't get on a whole lot. And I'm also on LinkedIn. My website, I have a coaching partner, and her and I are working on our website right now that will be done by the time I do my video for this speech for my presentation.
Awesome, lady. So you could, as everybody said, as you said, we can reach you in all different aspects of in the social media, and if nothing
Clubhouse.
Clubhouse. That's what I thought to say. And you can catch her in Clubhouse probably at 4:00 in the morning. And those big-minded, wonderful people that you're around.
I am going to be opening a room, and it's going to be called Instilling Greatness, and we're going to have different topics that we're going to talk about. And I'm thinking maybe once a week, just, to get started, because I don't want to get too addicted.
Well, lady, let me know, and I'll be there to support you every step of the way.
Okay.
And we can let other people. Yes, please let me know when you start that, because I'm always wanting to support, especially like you said, we have to be amongst each other and help each other grow and uplift each other. So wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Queen, for coming on today.
Thank you.
Any other support I can give you besides Clubhouse too, I am there for you.
Well, thank you. We will stay in touch. And I'd like for you to come on my show. Now, I don't have the audience yet that you do, but I would love for you to come on my show.
Yes, I'd be honored. Just let me know. Let's do this.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, lady, you take care. Have a wonderful week.
All right, you too. God bless, and thanks for having me.
No problem.
All right, bye-bye.
I'm hanging on your every word. The love inside, I feel it burn. I've never felt this way before. I've had a taste, now I want more. So here we are, just you and me. I'm overwhelmed when you touch me. You talk so sweet, I hear the sound. 'Cause when you do, my feet won't touch the ground.
Oh, wow. I love when I have positive, like-minded, big dreams, awesome accomplishments, individuals that come onto the show. It just pushes me more to do what I do, because we all have to be, accountable for each other sometime and motivate each other. And, we're moving along. We're trying to, do the good and want to really help people and move people towards what they need to do in life. And then sometimes life happens and you can be like, everything I'm doing, is it really, really reaching? Am I giving the right value? Am I reaching out to you? Do you see us? Do you see us? And then I have people come on the show like Miss Vera and, Marty came on earlier today. And it just tells me, yes, we are on the right track. We are on the right track. And I want you to be on the right track. And I want to read again what I put out earlier this morning, because, I always like to put those, those positive vibes so you can get through the week. So this particular one is about being happy. Being happy doesn't mean everything is perfect. It means you see possibilities beyond the imperfections. Every life has imperfections. We all know that. We have challenges in our life. I'm not going to be perfect. You know that. Most of us call these problems, or I call them challenges. But they should be, they call them misperceptions in our lives to teach us a lesson. Okay? Teach us lessons, build up our skills. We got to get that, pump up the blood, in our lives. You can always choose happiness when you take an imperfection or a misperception and make a conscious choice to learn from it or look at it differently. Always. I always tell people, whatever you're dealing with, whatever's going on, let's learn and build our skills. There's always learning. I don't care how long you've been on this earth. You are always, something's going to happen and you're going to learn something from it, either good or bad or ugly. I always say, even the good and bad and ugly, you learn from it and it uplifts you because it's giving you strength and it's giving you something to say, you know what? Didn't know that. I got to get that together. So, of course, life is not perfect. Okay. We're not perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. We're not perfect. How many of us would even appreciate it if we were? We'll still find something. Still. It is an interesting fact that people notice some things when they are going wrong. Boy, I could abide to that. And take things for granted when things are going smoothly. It's funny how people could really put a microscope on things that are going totally wrong or a mistake you made or whatever. But when you do something that's just breathtaking, that's helping people, that's moving people forward, it seems like people take that for granted. They don't really say that much about that part. So choose today to be happy. Choose today to look at those imperfections and making it possible beyond that, and looking at yourself and saying to self, you know what, saying to self, I am not looking at nothing that's perfect, because there's nothing perfect. We all have different flaws. We all have challenges in our life that's going to, we're going to make mistakes. Things are going to happen, but we learn from that. We learn and we grow, and it makes us stronger. It makes us who we are. It builds us up. So always remember that. And it goes back to what I'm always talking about, because I'm going to turn it right to the PPD, your purpose, your passion, your drive in your life. It's building that in you. Some people are still searching, and that's okay. I'm still looking at things in different perspectives when it comes to my purpose in life and the passion that comes behind it. And then that drive, all those stories that's in your life that keeps you motivated to move forward. Yes. But you know what? It's not going to be perfect all the time. You're going to have your challenges. It's going to have to take you from one step to the next step to the next step in life. And that's what it's all about. That's what's called life. Period. Through the storms, through the rain, through the pandemic, all that. Stay focused. Stay your foundation. And that's the PPD, I call it. Your purpose, passion, and drive. And then I wrap it up in a little bow, a little gift, and I call it the Diamond Factor. So with that, I want everybody today, it's a Monday, shine, call up one person, do a quick text to somebody, tell how much you care about them, give them those virtual hugs. I mean, I know they're opening up some things right now. Please be cautious. Please be cautious regarding that. But I just said, just take that time, even if it's 1 minute. 1 minute out your day will not hurt you by reaching out to somebody and say how much you care about them and how much you appreciate them. And that you're happy, whatever they're doing. Make it about them and not about you. Because when you make it about others, what you're doing is automatically going to be lifted up because you're caring about other people. So with that, we will see you tomorrow. Ooh, I'm so excited. This show every day. Wow, I'm getting kind of used to these 5 days now. We started in May and we're coming strong. So see you all tomorrow, 8:00 sharp. Central Time, 9:00 Eastern Time. Any other time zones, please figure it out. But I try to give the two main ones, and then we'll just go from there. See you tomorrow. Take care.